gonna hit the live button. Oh my goodness, that's super fancy. StreamYard did all these updates. So now I have an intro. It did nothing for what I really want these intro short videos to do, which is give me time to hit the go live button on Instagram. So it's still like delayed all that. So we'll have to look into this. But hello, welcome everybody. Is anybody out there? Have we survived? I think I'm still on Las Vegas time, so this all works. But because I am technically in the East Coast, it is 7 o'clock here. So I also invite the East Coasters to grab their wine because I'm still on Las Vegas time or something. So welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Tori. Hello. Sales Director at Paradise, which is Paradise Marketing and Paradise Pleasure Products now. So was your resident condom charmer for the last 3 years. And now somewhere along the way, I'm just going to go with your RGB LED rating later right now, because I still am like learning all this stuff too, and like how to sell toys. And I'm just going to rope you guys on into it. So enjoy. Thank you, everybody here. Thank you. Thank you. Yay, Melinda's here. This show started with me literally rambling into the internet, or the ether, as I like to call it. Just, just looking for an outlet, honestly. And then somehow everybody has kept coming back. And now it's like, it's become a mental tool for me, honestly. Like, right, I get kind of shut in the house sometimes. This is enjoy the love letter to the industry. And thank you, Melinda, for letting me drag you into it. He.
Yeah.
Oops.
I'm happy to be here, Tori.
Oh, okay. Forgive me, I got too many tabs open, literally. I wanted to show off that cute video. Not cute video. The video that we're going to
the
video we're going to talk about. The video in question for later. But before we get into all that fun nitty gritty, would you like to introduce yourself for a moment?
Sure. I'm Dr. Melinda Myers.
Hey,
I'm a licensed clinical psychologist, although I'm retired. I'm also
She's a big brain. Big brain.
Yeah. Far too much education, dangerously overeducated. Hi, Danny.
I know. Look at how cute your new avatar is. I love it.
Isn't that cute?
I also barely got to see you. Like I saw you, like Danielle, I want to talk to you, like from across the room, and that was like all the vibration, like we could take because it got so busy. So I miss you. I love you.
Right? It was slamming. Anyway, so I'm a retired college professor too. And then through all of that, good relations initially put me through my undergrad back a million years ago.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
not only are you badass, but that's equally badass. Go you.
So now I retired from teaching. I taught at Cal Poly Humboldt in the departments of psychology and also critical race, gender, and sexuality studies. I would absolutely have been on the list. And I am happy to be retired, and I'm happy I did not have to teach during the pandemic. These were all the timing was perfect. And then I quit being a psychologist. I quit practicing. You never kind of quit being a psychologist, but I hung up my license at the end of 21. And so now all I do is the stuff I can control, which is, relatively speaking, good relations,
is how you react to the world. At least that's what I'm telling my kids. The mantra with me, you won't be able to control it, but you can control how you react.
Yeah. Just be adaptable, right? Adaptability and resilience. That's what we need.
Okay. Writing down. Doctor says, hey, Danielle, can you take notes for me? Because I need these also to this whole show validates me while you guys get to maybe learn something. Thank you. I'm parenting. We're all trying to business right now. And pretend our hair didn't fall out in COVID, at least for me. So we're all doing it together. If you figured it out, please share. So Melinda, there's lots of fun facts that I'll post up here and kind of smush in there. But yes, Danielle, look at how cute she is. Sorry, she's so cute. Great advice, though. Being adaptable is like super critical. That adapt or die, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So let's get into it. Let's take a look, if you don't mind. What did the industry look like when you were in your undergrad and Good Vibrations was paying bills and you were fighting the good fight?
Yeah, good relations, not related to good vibrations.
So sorry.
Although
that was just
that's okay. It happens all the time.
Oh my God, I need to
Happens all the
that's
time.
bad job.
But here's
bad
a
job.
fun story. Okay, not a lot of people know this story, but I was naked in a hot tub with my advisor and Joni Blank in about 19 what would that have been, 88, wherein Joni Blank, who is the founder of Good Vibrations, asked me to go to work for her. And because I was doing parties, right? And they wanted to do parties. And I said, well, why would I do that? And she said, well, so you could work for yourself. I'm like, but Joni, I'm already working for myself. And this was very nerve-wracking for me because she was royalty then, right? Like she's absolute royalty.
Yeah,
right?
no, she's like,
yeah. So it was very, very hard for me to say no to her and my advisor while naked in a hot tub, but I did, and I lived to tell about it. So there you go.
Not only, again, did I mention I should have changed this whole episode to Melinda, the badass that like is in the shadows that like you didn't know. She also can hold boundaries while in a hot tub naked with her advisors. That's a big
right?
one.
And things
okay.
you wouldn't do now, though. But can you imagine though now, like the trouble somebody would get into for what I just described? Like the 80s were wild. Okay, like the 80s really were.
Well, and I'm a child of the 90s, so even going back to like some of the cartoons I used to watch, I'm like, oh God, that did not age well. Or
right.
Case in point, what was it that I was just watching recently that did the documentary with Tyra? What was her Next Top Model documentary came out, and it's like, wow, none of that ages. Like it was kind of squirrely to begin with, and oh, it does not age well.
Yeah. So that's kind of how it all started. And I studied sex and gender. I taught sex and gender. And I'd never been in an adult store in my life, which is also something not a lot of people know. And then I went to a home party that somebody else did. The company was based out of Canada, doesn't exist anymore. And it was very education-based, super cool. And I was like expecting it to be gross. And but it was at a friend's house who I knew was a good Catholic girl, and it would probably be fine. And so I went there and I was really impressed. And I'm like, I think I could do this. And so I went home and told my kid's dad. We didn't have any kids at the time. I was really young. Okay, if you think about this, my business is 42 years old, 42 and a half right now. So we're talking a long time ago. And I said to my kid's dad, hey.
There we go. I got a clap banner for that.
Thank you. I think I could do this. And I think I was working part-time somewhere, probably a radio station or something.
I was just doing something badass in my badassery. Yes. Yes.
And he's like, well, will we get to try that stuff? I'm like, yeah, sure.
Oh my goodness.
So anyway, like this literally is how I started. And so that grew because where we are, in case you don't know, I am in very far Northern California on the coast. So if you've ever seen the Netflix show Virgin River, it's supposed to be set in Humboldt County, which is where I live. It's actually filmed in British Columbia. But what was filmed here, literally in my backyard, right behind my house, was part of Jurassic Park. And also right like over there, I live on the planet Endor. So if you saw the original Star Wars and you saw the Ewoks and the redwood trees.
There were Ewoks in your backyard?
Well, my dog looks like one, but
done, approved. I love it.
So where I live is in the middle of nowhere is my point, and nobody knows where it is, and you can't get here by accident. But Danielle, she's going to come here because I want to talk to my team. So there were no stores, there were no like here, and most places there were not stores. There were the like little magazines that people would order things out of at home. There was no internet, there were no computers. Phones had a dial.
QVC, people.
There was no mobile phones. There was like this a long time ago. And so the only way you could get this stuff was this way where I live, or ordering it from this catalog that somebody would like
How crazy, just
their
in 40
house.
years, how much
I know, it's
evolution and
crazy.
like it's not like
Yeah.
it's a long time, but it's not that long time in the
Yeah.
span of business that like how many phases the industry's already gone
Right.
through. It's just more and more
Right.
interesting.
It's crazy. So that's literally how it started. And then after a while, it was outgrowing my house, the room in my house where I was keeping all this stuff. And I was doing a lot of parties personally, and I had a couple people doing parties for me. And
I read the blurb on the website. It was after hosting 1,000 parties.
yeah,
You were like, well, I guess this is working, basically.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. And maybe the community won't like burn me at the stake, right? Like maybe it'll be okay. So I opened a tiny, tiny store in Arcata. It was 350 square feet. I
oh, it's so
literally
beautiful.
had never been in an adult store in my life until I walked into my own.
Wow.
And
It's kind of meant
so,
to be, right?
right, many of the brands I sold then, especially lingerie, don't exist anymore. But I had Magic Wand, and I had, you know, some other stuff that still exists, but not very many things still existed, and most of them were in god awful packaging. And so, to get back to your point, Tori, one of the biggest things that's changed is packaging, right? Because it's now recognized that the people buying this stuff, like it doesn't sell anymore to put the kinds of imagery that were on packages then. That doesn't work anymore in a retail
Yeah,
environment.
you can't. What is my example? Even though it's still pushing through the industry because we just don't have a better in between when it comes to condom packaging, is the lifestyles like Rough Riders and the Sweet Rider and that very like chick on a motorcycle wearing a bikini. It doesn't sell so much because you're still selling intimate items. It needs to be emotional, right? So not
Yeah,
everybody wants to
yeah,
envision themselves that way, but
yeah. And
we
it's
don't have a
mostly women
better
who are
alternative.
buying it.
Yeah, right. And
Yeah, duh.
that part. There's
Yeah,
one of my marketing secrets, everybody, that feels like Melinda big brain already found out. You don't need to have like crazy models and like specific situations, but it needs to be like your marketing needs to be emotional enough that
yeah,
person could envision themselves doing it.
yeah. I think so.
Crazy.
And I think humanity is this mate. I was talking to Mady earlier today, also genius, Mady Fricker. If you don't know her, she's a genius. Mady on Self-Serve in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Oh yes, I got
And
to
Mady
spend
said,
more time with her. I got to meet her at the
yeah,
at the Curiosity
at the
where we were
Curiosity
talking
Shop.
about dive bars, and
Yeah,
she thought I said dive bar, and I was like, no, this is just awesome information because I would go there too because
right. But we were all in. Like,
yeah,
yeah, Mady, take us to the best dive
have,
bar in Las Vegas.
have your coffee, like tell us we're going. Like I love it. Okay, wait, because I figured it out. Let's see if this will work nicely. Here's your cute website. Look at how pretty it is, guys.
Thank you.
And then here's my other favorite part, if I can find it. There's just like ask a sex expert right here.
Yeah.
Here's all my woes, and look at beautiful Melinda right there. Like, just let me know.
That place, that photo was taken outside my office at school before I retired. Like, look at that view. That was my office.
Gorgeous view.
Like, it's great.
Yeah, it kind of looks like you went to JCPenney where they have the little backdrop. Honestly,
yeah, no.
Like it's that good looking. like, I'm like, did you pay for the cool background? Like, are we doing this? Is this successful? Like, I'm back. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
So what's after 1,000 parties and all this schooling and this education?
Yeah.
What's maybe one thing you want to share that like it taught you about people, right, and not just products?
Well, I think that we're speaking to the choir here, but I'll tell you that here's what we all know is that everybody worries about sex and almost everybody's fine. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what we all know at the root of it. And I think that you could sort of divide our industry into two groups of people. One who are going to capitalize and magnify those insecurities. I'm not in that camp. And the other who are going to lead with a more positive marketing focus and helping people feel better about who they are and who and what they're doing. Right. Like, I think that's kind of this.
No, that's brilliant and brilliantly said. Yeah.
And so what I'm seeing is that the industry had shifted away from shame-based marketing. And I think a big shift. And that, to get back to this video, which is sort of what brought us all together.
Oh,
the
yes.
video that
We'll
looks like
talk
a
about the
parody
fun
that's
video
not.
here too in a minute.
Yeah.
Right.
So the
Which
video
should
that's not a
be
parody,
changed.
but looks like one.
Totally looks like a parody, but
Yeah.
it's
So
not.
he's
And
trying to go to that place, and we're all just like, wait, what, dude? Like,
oh,
anyway.
it's brilliant. Maybe we should just let me see if I can share it. Let's just do it, because it's like, we write things down, but if there's a better flow, I love it. We're just going to do the stuff. Okay. Let me see him. Ooh, okay. Let's see if the sound's going to work.
So we're in Erie, California. And there's this place called Good Relations. There's little kids out here, and there's women inside the window. It's a sex shop. So we're in Eureka, California, and there's this place called Good Relations.
Close it.
Okay, so backstory.
Yeah,
backstory
let's
this
just go back to this beautifulness and who this person is.
His family's from here. They own like a 24-hour drive-in where you can go get like a milkshake at 3:00 in the morning, and where it's been there for a very, very long time. And they're like I don't have any beef with his family at all, but he makes this up like, and if you just knew this guy, I will not blast his secrets all over the internet. But anyway, clearly what he's trying to do is to market to a specific base, right? And so he asks, what do you all think about this? And let the internet commence with the best trolling.
Oh my goodness, right? Like I'm like trying to find if I can bring back up because I accidentally hit a button.
I could not have paid for this. I don't know what's happening, right? I don't know what's happening. So my stepbrother, so I'm the oldest of 7. I've got 4 kids.
Oh, wow.
And there's
I have oldest child syndrome, but there's only like 3 of us.
Right. And so there's a bunch of people who call me auntie, and that's a title that you don't get to give yourself. You have to get given it.
I hear you. I love that. And
so, I'm kind of like, this is a little pond and I'm a very colorful fish. So my brother, who's politically conservative, sends me a video link in a Facebook message. And I think my brother got hacked and this is probably spam and I'm not opening. Then another friend of mine who owns a brew pub locally, she sends me a note that says, Melinda, you might want to look at this. And so I'm like, oh yeah, my brother sent me that. So this is literally what happened. So I go and I open it and I'm just like, oh my goodness. And most of the comments from people locally include things like, dude, that store's older than you are. Or like, yeah, it sells lingerie. Yeah, whatever. And then there's these really kind of this guy. Oh my God, Chris, bless your heart.
Love you, Chris.
Just like, oh, this is the best one. Thank you, Tori. It is definitely the best one, right? The best.
It needed to be spoken about. Not only do you deserve some celebration time, regardless, it just needed to be just shown that like someone attempting to start a conversation, right, without getting, this is not a political podcast, but we're going to critique the marketing of it. Yes, like someone who was
and that's what we're talking about, right?
Yes.
Is like, it was not his intention to market for my business. Nevertheless, he did. And
it was total Streisand effect.
It was great. So every Arts Alive, that's the first Saturday of every month, we have live models in our window. Most of the time when they're in the window, they are frozen and people do triple takes trying to figure out if they're real or if they are mannequins, right? That's how this works. And then because they are burlesque performers and they're usually marketing for a show they're doing that month, there'll be one like outside the door.
Because this is a gig economy, right? So of course, if you're going to do something, and so my Cash App is here. Yeah.
Yeah. And we trade them and they're amazing, amazing women. And not all of them are women. There are some trans performers, International Trans Day of Visibility. Hi, I see you. I love you very much. And we have some mask performers in our window, but for the most part, they are female presenting. And they're diverse in terms of age, size, color. They're beautiful. That's the one thing they have in common. We've done this forever, like forever.
I've done it forever, and I didn't work in adult space. Ryan was the one that was in the retail space, and then I got dragged into manufacturing. But I was doing high-end lingerie and swimwear. This was a model that we lived on like every weekend to try to get people. This is the mall. How do I get your attention when all this traffic was here? Because this is back when you still had to wear whatchamacallit, heels and a skirt to Victoria's Secret. And that was just every weekend. You had like models come in, and some of them were good and some of them weren't. And nobody blinked an eye. Sales were great.
Right. Yeah. It's like really normal. Right. And so for him to like say what he said, it was just like eye rolling.
There's women.
There's women.
There's
the
women.
Pearl clutching.
The kids.
The pearl clutching. The fake pearl clutching, because I happen to know he doesn't care. And here's the things I could have done and didn't. I could have said, tell your wife I said hi.
I got order ready.
Right? Oh my God. I hope you like that harness she bought you. But anyway, I didn't do any of that. I did not.
All you did was just kind of like, wow, I'll just leave this here. And the people that it was beautiful. It was a beautiful example of the industry still sticking up for itself.
That's exactly the take.
But not like, you know, in a I'm gonna hold my ears and stomp my feet kind of way.
No. It was great. It was lighthearted. It was perfect. It was like, you know, so to those of you who chimed in and trolled beautifully, who I did not bring sriracha to at altitude, I am forever grateful. But I just felt like, I mean, a lot of those are people I don't know, which is very cool. You know, there's definitely the people I do know, but the people I don't, who just saw it as an opportunity to be like, oh, hey, we can I just am grateful. I'm really.
I don't know about you, but I have not been doing this the same amount as you. But I am sick and tired of having to remind people that this is a legitimate business. There is a market here, and capitalism ? I don't know. So I'm about. It was beautiful to have everybody come together when someone was just trying to put any one of us down, because it's. I'm tired of it. I can't imagine how other people might feel.
It felt really good to be part of that group who can handle things with grace and humor. It was really cool. And it was, you know, there were two comments that were fairly violent seeking, but both of them were eventually taken down by Meta and I have a great relationship. I mean, I live in a tiny town. Okay. This town has 27,000 people. Everybody.
My town has less than 7,000.
See, so you understand, right?
And I've never lived in, what was it? Like Phoenix was something like 40,000 or something ridiculous, right? It just like grew up so much in the last 25 years. It's been a fun year.
Yeah, it's a little, and here it was like, you know, I could just call up Brian, the chief of police, and be like, hey, Brian, could you guys just like drive by a little more? It's like, yeah, sure. We got you. Right. Like, it's like that here.
Yeah. It was like, it was like the hero coming up to the castle when the gates open and everybody's fine. Like, right. Like, no, we're good, but thanks. Didn't need you. I guess that's an anti-hero, but whatever. We all have altitude brain still. Thus the wine. So yeah, let's talk about what do you think people are craving right now when the sort of marketing and social media grabs, like, you know, that seems like low-hanging fruit to somebody, but it's really not. It's our livelihood, right? What do you think this message is trying to say to people, and how does it resonate with anybody?
Ours or his? What do you mean, Tori?
Like, why, I guess either way, but I guess specifically, like, you know, why do you think our industry is craving more of this like community together, or like, is that what resonated with people, or do you think it was just like the angry, upset message?
Oh, yeah. I think that the community felt like, wait a minute, you know, like even local people who are conservative chimed in, telling him to STFU, right?
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cool. So that what that suggests is that the community part was stronger than okay, not to become a complete academic nerd.
No, I love
Give me 30 seconds. Okay, so in social identity theory, the groups we belong to, what that suggests is that the being in my Humboldt community identity was stronger than the being a political conservative identity in that moment, because it makes people, us and them, much harder and stronger, and they're a lot easier to manipulate when you do that. And that's why politics looks the way it looks. And anyway, what it looked to me like was that people in Humboldt were more connected to that. The salience of that identity was stronger. That I think is really cool. Making me really happy.
I think that's like seriously, like say it again from the rooftops. It's so cool. It doesn't always work out that way, especially when there's a lot of information in everybody's head and it's hard to filter through
right now. Yeah, not right now. So I felt like that was great. And I think that means that like, so one of the things that Patrick, who's my husband, says.
Shout out to Patrick.
Right. Shout out to Patrick. He says, and he has to work in areas that are much more conservative than I do. And he says what he tries to do is remind people that we always have a lot more in common than we do difference. He's right. Sometimes people just like to fight though, right? And then I just walk away because I'm not interested.
It's that whole you need to meet people where they're at, but I'm like, how do I find the people that will meet me where I'm at and like maybe above, like are willing to challenge me.
So we all do, you know, the nature of this business is we do, in fact, do business with some politically conservative people. Absolutely, we do. I do business both locally and within our industry with people who I know don't share my, you know, fairly radical leftist queer political beliefs. It's fine because it gives me more opportunity to engage with them and talk with them and help them find and help me find those areas of commonality. So I think that's
power. Look at you.
Yeah. I have more patience with it too, because I'm older, right? I didn't have that kind of patience when I was 20.
Well, I also think your perspective helps with that too, or at least that's like what I'm trying to train my brain. Like, I think it can be, it's a superpower or it's like your own freaking prison, right? So I'm like, no, just seeing how you were able to turn that perspective, then it does make it like something worth fighting for. And it's like mine and you're transparent about it and it's authentic. And like, you know, it's like, hey, you're playing checkers, I'm playing chess almost, right? Love that. And it doesn't always work out that way.
No, sometimes it doesn't. And
there can be
nope, we're done.
Right. There can be a decent amount of, and I'm just speaking from my experience and I don't know what I don't know. And I'm not a doctor, all those disclaimers, but there can be it's been hard the last few years, business wise. And there can still be a kind of like, I suffered, so you need to suffer too situation because we're all just surviving. I'll just say it. And it again, it's a great reason to talk to you and have a little show and maybe motivate some people where it's like, it doesn't have to be that way. Ain't nobody got time for this.
Yeah.
The more
retail
that we
is not for the faint of heart.
It's really not.
You know, like, and retail is like,
but it's worth so much
like
more.
You. Yeah. And there's like, I'm with you. Like, there's a whole lot I don't know. A whole lot. I love learning stuff. It's one of the reasons I like altitude is because I always learn something cool. Sometimes it's just really juicy gossip, but sometimes it's like something I can actually use. Right?
No, and I think you're so true because it could just be like a spark of inspiration or like, a friend of a friend. And I didn't know, or maybe we've seen each other on the internet and somebody just says one thing and you're like, wow, could you tell me more about that plan? Because I'm struggling in this area.
Right. Or and sometimes it's simple. Like I'll see how somebody's displayed something that I've been struggling to display forever. Sometimes it's much more complicated than that or more. And sometimes it sinks in later, but like, I really value the relationships and the people in our industry because I'm always learning stuff.
There has been so many amazing people that again, have been a connection of a connection that I'm like, I don't know what my life would be had I not, this was not my dream job. It became something that I learned and thrived in and couldn't walk away in, right? It was Ryan's dream job originally. So it's just kind of like, you know, I can't walk away from this. It's mine now, but like what
oh God, I can't imagine if you had told me in 1983 that this is what I would be doing in 2026. I would not have believed it. There's no way in hell I would have believed it.
Oh, I guess samesies here, right? Like I wanted to be first I wanted to be an archaeologist because I wanted to be Indiana Jones, but then I was really bad at chemistry, so that wasn't going to work out.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was like, I'm just going to be like a sports broadcaster news person. And then, you know, you get a communications degree and nobody pays you for that. Turns out you're a better salesperson.
Yeah, I was going to be a math teacher.
I could see that. I'd listen
Right.
to you, math. I'd just be like, she's a
Thanks,
big
Tori.
brain. You can just feel it. Like your energy, it just attracts. And then you're just like, I want to listen to all your stories, right? Like, Harry, you want the
Thanks.
microphone? What's next? What are we talking
Nope.
about next? I love it.
But so I decided I was too outspoken to teach math in a public school, and I would probably get fired the first time I drove a kid to a clinic, and that definitely would have happened. And so I decided not to do that.
Fair.
But I still don't think. I mean, I think I probably thought I would end my career in academia, but you know, I don't like being told what to do. And in academia, deans and I, at the beginning of my career, it was great. I had really, really great deans, and I didn't understand what people were saying about, oh my God, the dean this. And then it happened to me. And I was like, oh, okay.
Did you get caught up in a process? And then
Yeah.
process?
Unfortunately for me, when I got caught up in it, the president of the university at the time and I got along very, very well. But I realized how vulnerable I actually was. And I hate that feeling. It's like, no, we're not going to do that. But my business is profitable and it is fun.
Woo!
And it makes people feel better. And we're having
feel better.
one of our best years in history. We had our best January and our best February in history.
You did. This is
Yeah.
fantastic news.
And
Yay.
March is solid. I don't think it'll be that solid, like, you know, best ever in 42 years, like January and February were, but it's fine. And I think that says that the things that we're doing are working.
They're working.
So
And they're
cool.
sustainable, right? Nothing.
Yeah,
the,
it
the
is.
cheap
It's
tricks aren't
sustainable.
working anymore. Like, you know.
Yeah, but see that earlier note, right? About you have to be adaptable.
Yes.
You have to, like, you know, so one of the things you put, I know we're going all over the place. You
I
did
know, and
write
that's
a
why I was
beautiful
like,
outline, Tori.
I make an outline,
Really
but like
did.
I was like, don't even worry about it because sometimes the flow is different. It's more just so
Yeah.
I don't blank out at some point because then I get super excited about something else. Maybe talking about cats all night.
Yeah. No, that could happen. But I think that the reason we're doing well boils down to I have incredible people who work for me.
Ooh.
And
Can you say it again for the cheap seats in the
Yes.
back? I think that's super important.
I have amazing people who work for me, and I'm really lucky. And I think that one of the keys to retail, there's two. One is inventory management. Super important.
Yes.
Like,
That's
you gotta
cash.
control that
Even though it
shit.
doesn't look like cash, that's cash. It's sitting there.
Right? It's like
that's
shout out
fucking
to my
money.
distributors because they're going to hold the inventory and they're going to get it to me in 3 days. So I don't have to hold it because inventory management is a key to profitability.
Oh yeah, inventory's cash. That's cash.
Right? And then the other thing though is like, you know, I don't have turnover in my business. I have great people. I will adopt all of them. I will like bail them out of jail. Not that they'd ever get arrested. Like I'll
No, but
show
you're
up
just,
with a
like,
shovel
proving,
and bury
like,
a body.
The right
Metaphorically speaking, I will show up with a shovel and bury a body.
Metaphorically, Chris, I think
shown
you
up
would
with
do
a-
this too.
I've shown up with a truck to move people out of abusive relationships in the past. I have like, this is just like, and if somebody tries to mess with them, everybody like, they're amazing. The people who work for me. I
just need to shout you out and celebrate you again. Hello, the 7 years of her working career. See, like, I don't know. Again, I just have to say from the rooftops, you know, there unfortunately are business owners that forget that they, you know, are only as good as their business is only as good as the people that are helping you run it. Right.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I don't always hear a comment like yours where you're like, I don't have turnover. Like what? We've all been trained in the same stores year after year because there's turnover all the time, right? Oh,
Yeah.
hello, Mama Dragon.
I do not have it. So, and I think that's one of the things like that. The other thing that's the other key to the success recently is that in 2019, I think, is when it was at a distributor event, I met this small group of women who are today, like we talk every single day about running our businesses. The only affiliation we have is that we all have solid stores and we value our employees and our ethics are the same. Like the reasons we do stuff is aligned. And
I love that you attracted your people, right? Because
yeah, I adore them.
I don't
They're
have
great.
like another salesperson, so I've had to attract
Yeah.
people like Cherie to be
Yeah,
like
across,
be
right.
my coworker
Hey,
for a minute.
Yeah, right? Because you need that. And I
Yeah.
think that it helped us all, from my perspective, also as sort of the doyen of the group, right? It's like it helps me to have this perspective of people who are internet natives and who understand things differently than I do because they're not in the same generation that I'm in. And
No, yeah, that's
right,
like
it helps me in more ways than I could possibly describe to be in association with those people. And I think just, when we talk about products, it's not the same way that the people we're buying them from are going to talk about them. We share a level of information now that I think would be shocking to most people in business, but it helps us all. We training materials, and like interview
best
questions.
practices.
Yeah.
Just the last few years. Tell me I'm not the only one seeing these things, right? Like,
Yeah.
I was just talking with someone today. I was like, I wonder what a leather show is like. Does it feel this intensive, or am I just like that far down the rabbit hole, or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Probably
Yes.
both. Me, myself, and all my
Yeah.
personalities. They'll answer that later. So do you think social media is helping or hurting the like retail education side of this space?
Oh, I know it's helping.
Yeah.
But I also think it's about to change. And I think Mady was right. So this is what she said today.
Okay.
Mady said, humanity is going to be like the next trendy thing. Right. So, like, okay, so watch this. Like we're looking at all this marketing. We see it and my brain, and I'm sure yours do, because you're way better at this marketing stuff than me. But it's like, oh, AI slap. It's like it's starting to look really
tell.
clear.
Yeah.
Right. You can tell. Yeah. And so what is trending, says Mady, and she's right, is this human, real, authentic voice. And I hope that's true, because that is something I think we as good relations do.
No, I've heard something similar, because I'm attempting to figure out social medias and the blah, 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 that a lot of the algorithm or the content is shifting to FaceTime content, right? Where you just like pick up the phone and have a conversation. Like we're already craving more authenticity as like a real person, and AI hasn't even fully taken over yet.
Yes. And so I think that's if we can tune into that will be the key to navigating whatever this next trend is. And then who knows what's after that. But I think that's the very next thing.
No, I think I'm putting some pieces together as you're saying this. Thank you. I think I also saw another thing, that there's something like $1 billion increase in this social media space when nothing else is like willing to put in money. So like maybe we can all get a piece of that billion.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe, right? And for us, like it's we're 98% brick and mortar, our sales, maybe 99. I don't, and that's just because it is the relationship. It is the connection with people and connection with our customers.
That's so important. And even though that's something that maybe I know a lot of people come talk to me, or I'm always talking about like, yes, you need to go out and you need to network and you need to have some relationships and like maybe spark some stuff. But a lot of people still have to show that on their ROI. So it's like,
Right.
how do you kind of make that make sense so that
Yes.
leadership can understand? Because, you know, these things cost money too.
I don't envy that.
Someday I'll be the
You're
boss.
looking at leadership. This is
I know. You're like, yeah, I would
my
like
company's
people to line that out for me. But luckily I've been here, so I understand the culture.
yeah, no, I quit absolutely everything I'm not in charge of. And I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Wise words to live by, everybody. Let's just like that's my new, you know, they have the like let them tattoos for
Yeah.
I was like, there's the next one. That's the next saying.
Mhm.
Okay, so you've had like a front row seat for a lot of change. So I'm gonna pick
Yeah.
your brain. Like, what's
Okay.
one of the shifts that you love where the industry is going today? Right? You're like, I don't want to sell DVDs ever again. I love that that happened. Whatever it is.
I am absolutely not against porn, but I don't sell DVDs. I think that the awareness of and switch away from toxic materials, right?
All right. Go
Like
on.
that's
I want to hear
it's
more.
big. It's
Yeah.
really
No,
big.
I get what you're saying, but like,
And we take it for granted now.
Yeah.
But I remember when all of that stuff was absolute poison, right? Like,
yeah.
And it's not anymore because
Well, even
the
just
industry
10
doesn't
years
feel-
ago to still be in
Right.
my industry loop, like
Mhm.
on
Yeah.
just lube, everything
Yeah.
was black, sexy,
Yeah.
you know.
So that's one. I also think conversations about consent are new and are cool in our industry. And like you might think, well, that's not actually new, but it really is in the
No, again, in the
longevity of
scheme
what
of
we're talking
things.
about. It is. And it, you know, the and then packaging has really changed.
I
The
do love some good
implicit
packaging.
racism that was rampant in our industry even 10 years ago is much less tolerated now. There's, gosh, so many changes. There are lots of women in positions of power in our industry. And that's cool because I think our perspectives are different sometimes.
Yeah.
There's way less shame around what we do. Although, you know, I think people having trouble negotiating leases in their town because nobody wants to rent to them is a problem we will all face for a really long time.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I'm in a brand new building. It's beautiful, like total class A retail. It's gorgeous. And because the developer is younger and his girlfriend shops in my store. Great, perfect. So I was able to
Again, a
negotiate a long
testament
lease.
to you doing what you're doing has come back. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, I really felt for like the people, and I've definitely been there, like that difficulty in trying to find a place to lease. That problem is real.
Yeah. Or banking. That's a real problem.
Yeah. You know, I'm in Humboldt County, which is, in case you don't know, the weed capital of the world. And so everybody up here is sort of familiar with banking problems from the cannabis side of things. It's not, we never faced it, but I know plenty of people who do, and plenty of people who have stores that are both sex and smoke that do, but they don't have to face that.
All right. Okay. The other fun one right now, age verification.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We all have that one in common.
Yeah, sure. We do for online. I don't face it in person, but you definitely do face it online.
But everybody's website, we got to cover our ass, still needs to say,
Yeah.
Are you 18 or older?
Yes.
Like no business should leave themselves open to that.
Mine says it too.
My
website says it too.
I'm not a lawyer, blah, 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 but I would not, I would not leave any business open to that.
Nope.
Oh my God.
So what else?
This has been so fun. I'm
Good.
trying to not keep you all night. So let's move to the rapid fires because these are silly and cute. And someday I imagine this like super fun, like reel of everybody's silly, funny, random things. But you know, like when Friends would do a whole like back in the day flash.
Yeah.
Someday it will happen. And this is the content I'm going to use. Okay. You ready? First product you ever sold and how do you think that conversation went?
I think the first
product.
Yeah. It was Benoit balls.
Nice. Okay.
Because we all had to like break into little groups as we were learning how to train, and that was the project I got, and I had to like practice my little thing, and then I had to that was the first one. I think the conversation. I think it went well, but oh my goodness, do I know more about this now?
Right. My first cell was a hybrid lube and I just didn't understand it. I was like, why do we care if there's not that much silicone in it or whatever? I was like, I don't get it, but I came out of it and I handled it. It was good. It was good. Would you like to share a customer moment that you're just never going to forget? I'm sure there's millions of them, but what's like on the top of your mind?
This is my favorite. This is actually recent.
Yeah.
So I had this guy in the store and he had seen this beautiful black bodysuit in our window and he came in to find out if we still had it. Called. Do you guys still have this? I need it in medium. Yes, we do. He's like, okay, I really, really need it. And we're all very excited and feeling like, oh, this is really sweet. We wrap it all up for him, put it in a gift bag, ready. He's going to pump by. He's picking it up. Comes by and he picks it up and he goes, yeah. He said, my wife divorced me. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. And he said, taking the gift bag from me, this is for her sister. That was
oh my
fun.
God, that's like the end of a reel or like a meme, right? Like,
I was like, did you listen to Jimmy? Do you listen to Jimi Hendrix? Do you know that song?
oh.
And he like does not know who Jimi Hendrix is because he's very young and I am not, but that's okay.
That's okay. He's got time to learn still.
Yeah. So the song is 99 and 1/2 days, in case you do not know that song. It's a great Jimi Hendrix song.
Everybody go look it up. One retail rule you swear by.
Pay your people well. Absolutely. As well as you can possibly afford to pay them.
That's a good one. Something the industry takes too seriously.
I think we're too competitive. I think we'd do better if we were more cooperative.
Yeah, I agree. I also think sometimes we take, like, we're going to overthink the perceived politics, right? Instead of just sometimes having a conversation.
Yeah. Like we're so worried about cancel, we don't speak up. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, she said it, I didn't. If Good Relations had an updated tagline for today, what would it be?
We have one. Here it is. Keeping the happy in Humboldt, one relationship at a time.
Heck yeah. That's a good one. Okay, what's your go-to phrase when you're helping a nervous, like, new customer, right? The person that won't give you eye contact, but you know, they have a mission.
Well, it's so subtle. Like, you know, I don't stand facing them. I stand sideways to them, shoulder to shoulder, looking at the same thing they're saying. And I'd say something like, are you looking for a new friend?
Okay, right. Normally I don't like close-ended questions, but that's a nice icebreaker, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, leave it to Melinda. She'll figure out a way to break the rules, but it made sense.
Well, you can't ask somebody really, really super nervous a complicated, deep, open-ended question if they can't even breathe.
No, 100%.
Right?
And like,
I know they need
your
to laugh
managers
first.
are always like, you got to reapproach, and that's true. But you also need to like give them a minute to like, find all the exits like a dog.
I know they can fire me, and I have the people who work for me are better at this than I am. Right? But I definitely am.
There's that too.
People
right? Know your strengths.
Like they know who I am, right? And so like,
well, you've earned it.
Yeah, it's different.
It's like literally your soul, your blood, sweat, and tears, your culture, your ethics in there, and you've proven it.
Yeah.
What's something customers still get wrong about pleasure that you're like, if I could just have everybody be on this baseline of knowledge, it would just make my life a lot more fun?
Oh my God, there's so many things.
Oh, I know, there's so many.
So many things. Suction toys don't usually suck.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
They're not usually sucking.
Mine would be like silicone lube doesn't absorb.
Oh yeah, right.
But also that's because I originally come from lube. I'm like, people are like, I'm allergic to silicone. Like, all right,
the molecule is so giant. This is really unlikely.
Yeah, I just need to say some things. Okay.
Yeah. Oh God.
Or I don't know.
I try to meet people where they are. I try not to think that way, Tori. I really try not to think about like what they're getting wrong. It's
fair.
like
That's
it's right. Like I might we fit bras, right? And I might suggest that somebody wear a different size bra than they're wearing, but they're boobs. They get to wear whatever size
they get to pick.
they want.
Exactly.
They really do. And there are a lot of the lingerie world, especially the like bra end of this business, is very different than the part of the business that was at Altitude.
Ooh, bras
they're
used
very
to pay
snotty.
my bills. Like high-end, super foofy bras used to pay my bills.
And
I'm
those
sure it's
people,
different now, but I remember it's a whole situation, very intimate, right?
yes, but very haughty, very judgmental, very opinionated about what other people ought to do. And I think that on the side of the business where I land, that is just not how we roll, right? Like,
No,
you
100%. The question should have been written better. And I agree, because that's also a marketing thing. You're not supposed to lead with like a negative, like, oh, better than the leading brand. You don't need to poop on anybody else.
You got to be solution focused, right? You
Yeah.
want to look for the solutions, not the problems.
Yes, because
Right?
you're solving
Like,
the problems, whether they know
what?
they're there or not yet.
Yeah. But we're a solution finding business.
I love that. You should add that to the tagline somewhere.
Okay, we will.
Social solutions, finding business. We're going to figure it out. Okay. This has been so fun, and I'm trying to stay on time, but you're a big brain. Right. Please come back anytime. I've so enjoyed picking your brain. I hope everybody else has. Like, you've made a business, and you stuck with your plan, and you made it yours, and that's just gosh darn brave. And as a woman, I'll just say it, that's like, attempting to find her place in this industry. There's, there's no shoulders for people like me to stand on if there aren't people like you. So
thanks.
I look forward to what the next decade brings us in this roller coaster that we've been dealing with, right?
Yeah, right. In case anybody needs my contact, it's easy. It is melinda@goodrelations.com.
Ooh, and I'll make sure to post that. Is there like one piece of advice you want to leave everybody, or, send off to maybe a new retailer that's entering the space today? Like any isms, Melisms that you want to leave the audience with?
I feel like I've shared a lot of them.
No, you have. Like, I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to go back and I don't often like to go back and listen to a lot of episodes because I can't stand myself. Like when there's just too much me. And I've got other things going on. Like this is a bootstrapped wannabe podcast, but I actually think I really want to go back and listen to you.
You did great. I think Molly, she's great. Molly Romeo from Holiday.
Love you, Molly.
So, absolutely. Holiday was really good to me when I was a very struggling, learning how to do anything home party company. Holiday was always there. But Molly has said this, and it's true, is like the relationships you have with distributors as a retailer are really, really important.
Yeah.
And I value them very much. And I think that that's one piece of advice I would share is to make sure that your rep at your distributor can be your partner. And if you feel like they can't, then maybe you need a different rep at that distributor. And if the problem is the distributor, I've not run into that. Distributors I work with are all great. But then I think that it is that those relationships are where you're going to find support. And then I also think finding a network of people who do what you do, that you're not like in direct competition with, but that you can share things with, that maybe you can't tell your employees, your spouse probably doesn't understand. My dog is great, but he can't help me solve that problem, right?
No, and I think they're really not understanding about my timelines either.
No, you got to have that network of people that you can, who aren't going to be titillated by everything you say because you're in this industry, right? Like you got to just be.
No, like I'm asking for business help, right? Like just because I have an interesting item, it doesn't mean we still don't have to talk about the EBITDA and the forecast and the purchasing and the approvals and the banking, blah blah, the 3% fees. All that stuff, plus anything, if you're at least in my opinion, if you're a decent leader, right, spending time to coach and develop your team, like none of that is like there's a whole like have to run the business part, and then the people that have to have the skills to help me run that buzz. It's just crazy.
Yeah, I think you need a network.
I think if anyone needs help finding that network, please reach out, because even if it's not me, I have had the great.
You've got the contacts.
for the last 3 years. Again, I'm like, I truly mean it, that like the internet has spoken back, and if there's anything I can do to help people kind of, I actually got the best compliment ever. I don't usually get recognized for the show in the industry because like it's just kind of a thing I'm doing. But I was in an elevator at altitude, and someone was like, "Oh, do you have a YouTube channel?" And usually I don't get recognized on the YouTube because I gotta fluff it up. And I was like, "Oh my God, yes." They're like, "Wow, like seriously, thank you so much. No one else was talking about the show. We didn't know if we needed to come or not, or like what to expect." And like it really like prepped us. I'm like, "Are you kidding me? That's so sweet."
Wow.
So like even stuff that like I don't know is happening, as much as I want to be like,
Cool, Tori, good job.
nobody cares. But it's like, again, it's not, none of this could happen without people like you that have like, you know, are willing to still lead in the sense of like, I still give a shit lead, right? Like, you know, these things are working. These things are not working. Maybe I'm going to share some best practices here. There's a lot of people that just don't have the skill set to teach and they're not willing to. So you're a special person. I made you a pedestal in my mind with a happy trophy, right? Because honestly, there's only like a handful of CEOs, women CEOs that like have been, you know, doing it for, as you know, what the 40, 50 plus years, right? And there's not a lot of you. So again, I do the round of applause because I think it's important. And anybody else that wants to come or says that like, hey, I would really like to celebrate my leader, or you have questions, or I know that this is a different time. So if you're commenting later, we'll totally like push them out into the universe, because that's what we're trying to do, because otherwise work gets too sad. You got to have something that like makes it worth it. At least that's my dopamine brain, right? If you guys missed anything, the replay is going to happen like right now. So this will repost it to YouTube. I'll go back and post Melinda's email and the Good Vibrations Instagram.
Good relations. You can post good vibrations if you want to, but we're good.
No, I thought I said good relations that time, and blah, blah, blah. Oh. My goodness. Cause I was like reading your thing. I was like, good relations. It's okay. This also goes, I'm so sorry. My brain and my body are not super synced yet. I'm still on Vegas time. Everything's like all over the place. Okay. So I will re-tag Melinda's Good Relations Instagram and the cute website where you could just ask a sex educator, because I adore it. And if you got value from this one, like send it out to somebody who needs a reminder that retail isn't dead. It just needs some love, and maybe needs to be done right. And that's not easy to do right now when a lot of things are changing. So we'll see you next Tuesday. Thanks for coming.
Thanks, Tori.
Thank you.